so strong there from Ten Hag saying, it's criticism, it's pathetic. But what do you make of the whole situation?
Yeah, really strong, wasn't it? Really strong. I mean, that clip of Fernandes, Ten Hag saying he did pick up a bad injury, but it doesn't look great from Fernandes' point of view against Fulham, where he goes down and then he notices the attack's still going on, so I'll get back up again and get involved again. So, yeah, I didn't look great on Fernandes, but, social media scrutiny is what comes with the job at Man United. Ask Harry Maguire about social media scrutiny and Mason Mount or Anthony, Then it works the other way. Kobbie Mainoo, we say how well he's played in the last few weeks. You can't open your Twitter or your X without seeing highlights reels of his performances at the moment. So it is the pressure of playing for Man United. But look at Bruno Fernandes there. I mean, he turns up regularly for Man United, and he is such a key player for them. In terms of being targeted by Nottingham Forest last night, I think we see him, don't he? Sometimes gets called a moany play. You can see him gesticulating. Can't even say that word. Yeah. I'll leave that one. Yeah, he is a target for opposition players, isn't he? But no, he was only fouled once last night. There's 110 players who've been fouled more often than him in the Premier League this season. So it's not like he's getting targeted as much as, say, Bukayo Saka is at Arsenal, for instance, or Guimaraes at Newcastle. But I think the thing for Fernandes this season, for me, in terms of his performances as well, is the first few seasons at Man United, he scored a lot of goals. Yeah, his assist levels are similar levels, but he's maybe not getting the same number of goals, and that's obviously takes the headlines and maybe just reflects on the way that people are perceiving the way he's playing at the moment. Yeah.
And try not to be affected by that as well as a player, because you do worry if that keeps happening, but then he's the one that keeps sort of persisting with this. Therefore, it keeps trending on social media, and he's often on this receiving end of criticism almost every single week. Do you think it is justified?
I personally think it's a little bit harsh, and we saw the numbers there in terms of 219 games and 0 games missed through injury. The best ability is availability, and Bruno Fernandes is consistently available for Manchester United. And he's a player that, if you look at the numbers, just purely on the numbers, has had a huge impact. If you look at Manchester United in the subsequent years to Alex Ferguson retiring, they haven't really signed a player that's gone on to hit world-class levels, but Bruno Fernandes has done that on a consistent basis for Manchester United. You look at the 2021 season, quite incredible, 28 goals, 17 assists for a player who is effectively a midfielder. And so I do think that Bruno Fernandes does receive criticism when sometimes it's unwarranted. Obviously, we see his performances on the pitch in terms of the gesticulation. I've got that word out there. And it's not great to see. And we remember games maybe last season when Manchester United lost 7-0 away at Anfield, and that was one of the games that was highlighted in terms of Bruno Fernandes and how petulant he can be. But in terms of his impact as a player, he's incredible. He's been so good for Manchester United, and he's one of their key performers. And so I can understand Erik Ten Hag's frustration when he hears the narrative around Bruno Fernandes is not as positive as other players who have just as much impact on the pitch in terms of numbers. And I do think that it is, in some instances, quite unfair.
I mean, he wears his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he? I always remember in the international break just before Christmas, there was a great video of Ronaldo sort of rolling his eyes as Bruno Fernandes was giving this team talk in the tunnel of a Portugal game, and he was sort of, Bruno's doing it again. And it's just, but he has got this ability to drive a team forward. Talk about the FA Cup. He scored in the previous 2 rounds. He's got that assist at the last gasp, last kick of the game last night for United. He can drive this team forward. I wonder if Man United were being more successful, playing better, we wouldn't see quite as much of this from him, and it would be channelled in a slightly different way. But he's frustrated with how it's going for them, and he's doing his best to turn it around for them, I think.